So the first lesson is about ABC or alphabetical order. In this lesson, you will learn how to identify correct order of the words as well as how to arrange words alphabetically. So, as we all know, alphabet letters are arranged this way: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, try to look at this example. I have here different names: Anna, Brian, Kathy, and Dylan. So, how are we going to identify if they were arranged alphabetically? To identify it, you should look at the first letter of each name. First letter. So it means you're going to refer to this letter, this, and this. So these are the first letters of each name. We have A for Anna, B for Brian, C for Kathy, and D for Dylan. So, if we were to arrange it alphabetically, you will notice that each of them was already arranged correctly. So, we don't need to arrange it according to its alphabetical order. Now, try to look at this another set of names. Unlike the first example, they are not arranged alphabetically. So, how can we arrange them correctly? Just like what we did on the first example, just try to look at the first letter of each name. So I'm going to circle the first letter of each name. We have E for Ella, F for Francis, A for Alice, and G for Gian. So to be able for you to arrange these names correctly, first you have to circle the first letter of each name. After circling it, try to identify which letter from these names comes first from the sequence of the alphabet. So since the first letter of the alphabet starts with letter A, and there is a name that starts with letter A from these examples, we can say that Alice is the first one from the arrangement or from the correct arrangement of these names. Next, try to look at the sequence of the alphabet. So next is B, C, D, E. So there is a name that starts with letter E from these names, and that name is Ella. So we can say that Ella will be on the second place. Next to letter E is F. So there is a name that starts with letter F as well, and that name is Francis. So we can say that Francis will be on the third place. And lastly, after letter F, we have letter G. And we also have letter G from these names, and that name is Gian. So we can put Gian at the last part or the fourth part. So if you are going to rewrite these names according to the correct pattern or correct arrangement, the result will be Alice on the first place, Ella on the second, Francis on the third, and fourth, Gian. So the correct arrangement will be this. And that's it. Focus on what letter comes first and what letters comes after. So since the first letter of the alphabet starts with letter A, try to look at the examples. Is there any letter A, or is there any word that starts with letter A from this? Yes, there is. And I already put first here because the word apple starts with letter A, and letter A is in the first part of the alphabet. Next, so continue reciting the letters in your mind. Next to letter A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay? Is there any letter G or any word that starts with letter G? Yes, there is. And that word is the word glass. So let's put glass into second order. Next to letter G, H, I, J. There is a word that starts with letter J. So let's put it on the third order. Next to J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Okay, there is a word that starts with letter S. So let's put this into fourth order. Next, S, T. Okay, there is another word that starts with letter T. Let's put it on the fifth place. So we came up with the correct arrangement or with the correct order, which is first apple, next glass, third jar, fourth sun, and the last one thin. What if you were asked to arrange the following names according to their last name? Since we are talking about last names, we will be focusing here because these are the last names of these people. Because these are their last names. So, I will be circling the first letter of each last name. So, Annie's last name is Flores. Mig's last name is Andres. Sheila's last name is Garcia. And Mika's last name is Castro. So, how am I going to arrange them according to their last name? Okay, just like what we did earlier from the previous examples, so let's try to identify which comes first according to the first letter of their last name. So we came up with this order, and this is the correct order of the following last names. Now, what if you were asked to arrange the names or the words according to its alphabetical order, but they have the same first letter at the beginning? So this is what you're going to do when that happened. So the thing that you should remember in arranging the names and the words alphabetically with the same letter at the beginning is that you just have to look at the second letter of each name. After looking at the second letter of each name, then you can easily now identify which one comes first. So since letter A is at the beginning of the alphabetical order, we should consider the name Daryl as the first one in the order, just like what I wrote here. Next, which one comes first? Is it letter R or is it letter Y? So as we all know, letter Y is found somehow at the last part of the alphabetical order. So automatically, we can assume that the name Drake is the second one in the order. So I wrote Drake at the second order. And the last one, the name Dylan, is at the last part since letter Y is found at the last part of the alphabetical order. So just like the example in number 1, we have to look for the second letter of the next example. Just like in the first example, you just have to look at the second letter after the first one so that you will be able to identify which word comes first and which word comes last. So in this example in number 2, as you can see, I already checked the second letters. Let me encircle it. So we can easily identify now which one comes first and which comes last. So here, as we can see, there's a letter A. That's why I put it here in the first order. And which letter comes next? Is it letter O or is it letter R? So if we try to recite the alphabetical order in our mind, we can say that letter O comes first before letter R. That's why I wrote comb here, and the last one is the crackers.